What's up, guys? Good morning. Jesse and Melissa here with Adventure Endeavor. And we have recently been camping in the Moab, Utah area, and we thought it would be a great idea to make a super informative video about Moab and all of the great things that come with Moab and when you're in the area.
So if you're wondering what the deal is with Moab, it is the gateway to Arches and Canyonlands National Parks, which has these massive red rock formations. It's really, really cool. It's huge because of those national parks and the trails in the area, opportunities for rock climbing, camping, all the unique geological formations.
There's so much to do in the area.
Tons and tons of different types of recreational activities.
You're going to need a few weeks. And what is also great about Moab is, as far as camping goes, there's so many options. So if you like RV parks, they have many in town with all varying prices, high to low, all sorts of amenities. You can walk to restaurants if you want to be right in town, all that kind of stuff. And then as well, north and south of town, there are many great boondocking opportunities, which, you know, that's what we pick typically. And then as well, over like kind of east of Moab, pretty close, like 5-10 minutes out of town, there's Sand Flats Recreation Area. So they have sites that accommodate larger rigs, like, you know, anywhere from 20 to, I think we saw like 40 foot
Class A
toy haulers. And obviously that's a recreation area. And then as well, in Sand Flats, they offer four-wheel drive camp spots, which is kind of cool. You actually need a high clearance four-wheel drive to get back in there, and it has a picnic table and a fire ring, and, you know, it's a small fee, but Moab has a lot of camping. Probably the main reason that Moab became so popular in the beginning was because of the national parks. It's basically in the middle of two national parks. You have Arches, like slightly to the northeast, and then you have Canyonlands to the west. And then it kind of started from there, and the town grew, and the town's growing quite a bit. So don't be alarmed. There's a lot of big hotels coming in. There's a lot of construction going on. There is traffic when you enter the town. Obviously, most people have heard of Arches. It's got a lot of arches. Arches can get very busy. You might be waiting in line. Obviously, like most national parks, you're going to want to go early in the morning. Try to go midweek if you can. And within Arches, there's everything. There's mountain biking, there's hiking, there's, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you're unsure what an arch is, you've seen it. It's like the most iconic thing in Utah. There's that delicate arch where it's like, it goes like this, and then like that one piece is...
It's an arch.
It's like, looks like it's being pinched. And then there's like mountains in the background.
I think that's plenty on the arches. I think people know what an arch is. And so Canyonlands is a massive park. So both of these parks are going to need a ton of time. Like, you can't just, you know, I'm going one day in this park. Like, there's just, it's not going to happen. Yeah. So Canyonlands is so big that they actually broke it up into multiple districts. There's 4 of them. So there's
Island in the Sky,
Maze, Needles, and Combined Rivers, which is like the Green River and the Colorado River. We have done a little bit on some overlanding type trips earlier. We went down through, it was we went into Needles.
I thought it was Island in the Sky.
Island in the Sky. We did the White Rim Trail, which I think it might be Island in the Sky. It's a 75-mile like off-road loop, and you camp along the way. But that's probably the main reason basically Moab became what it became, because of national parks.
Canyonlands is huge, and it is probably one of the most underrated national parks in the country, in my personal opinion.
We love it.
It's really far off the beaten path, and I think the only reason that it's not more popular is because of that. Because honestly, I think that it rivals the Grand Canyon, which is saying a lot, I know.
If you've been following this channel for a little bit, you know that we are kind of into mountain biking. Like, we like it, but we're new. So Moab has so much mountain biking. It is insane. One of the trails we did, and it actually ended up being quite difficult, and it was rated difficult, was Slick Rock Trail. They say it's the The most famous trail in the world.
The best mountain biking in the world?
They say the most famous trail in the world. So basically, it's slick rock. Like the whole thing is slick rock. It's marked by white dashes on the trail, and it's very difficult, but it's very beautiful, very fun.
Yeah, super scenic. It's an 11-mile loop.
It's an 11-mile loop, yep.
And it goes all the way around, and you can actually follow the Colorado River along like a little plateau, and amazing scenic views. You can see Arches National Park. You can see, like I said, the Colorado River, all of Moab, and the La Salle Mountains behind you.
Yeah, we didn't finish the loop because we had time constraints, and it's really hard. There's many popular trails. Like another one is Captain Ahab. I know that one's difficult, but if you're not into mountain biking or the more difficult trails, they have a ton of bike paths in the area, and they extend like all the way down to the Colorado River.
Yeah,
and
there's one that goes from town to down to the like little turning point, and all the way down the Colorado River towards Castle Valley.
So that's something a little bit more mellow if you're into that. Well, obviously, with the town growing so much, I mean, some people say it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. It's stimulating the economy. There's a lot more new restaurants are opening up, a lot of shops, and we normally cook at home, but we definitely went to a few restaurants when we were in Moab. Probably my favorite was Spitfire Barbecue.
Yeah.
So it's actually off of the main drag, but it was awesome, and we are big barbecue connoisseurs, so we highly recommend Spitfire. Another quick bite was the Moab Diner, which is like right on the main strip. It was quick. It was kind of like that 50s vibe.
Exactly.
It was cheap and quick, and the service was great.
The food was really good too. We were pleasantly surprised.
The main strip of Moab is great. It's a little touristy, but there's a lot of small local businesses, which is great. We walked down there one night, and we had a good time. You can get a coffee, and what they have that is really cool that we saw but we didn't do was they have like a food truck like courtyard. So it's like kind of like a dirt parking lot, and they have probably like roughly 10 food trucks with all different kinds of food. So we want to hit that next time.
Yeah, it's just a super fun little downtown to walk around. It only took us like an hour.
Quick.
It's not huge, but it was just fun to go walk around and check out the shops and support the local businesses. Hands down, one of the most popular activities in the Moab area is off-roading.
And our favorite. Obviously, we love off-roading. We take our Ram 2500 out. It's built for this. While we were there, we did a few trails. Our truck is a little on the larger side for some of these trails. And if you go into some of the markets, they have a trail rating system that's pretty good. And I believe it's based off of a Jeep Wrangler, but it gives you an idea. And it's 1 through 10. One of the trails that we did, Melissa actually drove the whole thing, was Fins and Things. That was rated a 4. And I would say that was kind of pushing the edge of our truck in the clearances for the front and rear bumpers.
It was definitely pushing my comfort level with off-roading. It was a lot of fun.
It's good. It's really fun. There's a lot of slick rock, and that is in the Sand Flats recreation area, as well as like Hell's Revenge. But there are trails all over Moab. So we recently started using Onyx Off-Road. It's a great app. It's pretty cheap. I'd say it's very affordable. It's like $30 for a year, but it's awesome. So you can click on any trail, and you can say whether you're on a dirt bike, like a 4-wheel drive, high clearance, or like an overland truck, and then it'll tell you kind of the rating for each trail, and it has all of them listed. So we met those guys when we were out there for Easter Jeep Safari, and we used the app all weekend, and it was awesome. We did like 4, and I just want to go back.
Yeah. 7 Mile Rim Trail is a good one for if you're more like at a beginner stage.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Medium.
Okay, medium.
I mean, even for our truck and our experience, that was a good one. But there's a few spots where, but then there's also just scenic dirt roads. We mentioned White Rim Trail. That one you do need permits for if you're going to stay overnight. And it's about 70 miles. You can do it in one day, but I wouldn't recommend it.
That would be a long day.
But yeah, obviously all the events that they hold there for 4-wheel drive lets you know that it's like a kind of like one of the United States' meccas of off-roading.
Yeah, we got lucky. We just happened to show up there around to the time of Easter Jeep Safari, and we got...
I can't believe it.
So we got to go out on all these cool trails with
We met so many cool people, and...
And if you're looking for something really adventurous, they do offer zip lining and skydiving activities. And I cannot think of a cooler place to go skydiving. So if we go back, I might make you do that.
But hold on. You're going to want to go skydiving, which you've already done. She's never been ziplining before. And we were mountain biking, and they have this zipline course that literally goes over all of like the fins and things and like the whole Slick Rock area, and it looked really fun. They had some rope bridges and all that kind of stuff. So we're probably gonna go ziplining instead.
Okay.
But we just thought it would be kind of cool to make this video because I think a lot of people think, well, what's in Moab? It's such a small town, and it's, you know, there is cool stuff in the town, but it's really everything around it. And, you know, the free camping, mountain biking, off-roading, all that stuff.
Rock climbing, tons and tons and tons of opportunities for outdoor recreation. And we were there for 2 weeks, and we almost exclusively went off-roading.
Yeah, we did.
Because there's just so many things
I did a couple
to do.
mountain bike rides, and other than that, but if you're going to be going to the area, give yourself way more time than you think, and you could very easily split it up to like northern and southern. Like you could, if you want to boondock, you could boondock south and do a bunch of stuff down there, and then boondock north, do a bunch of stuff up there.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, give yourself a couple weeks because you're going to enjoy it.
Well, thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something about Moab. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment down below and we will do our best to answer that for you. As always, thanks for joining our adventure endeavor.